Very entertaining girls game at Benny Williams Fieldhouse. Clay coming into the city to face off with Scott. Second quarter, Bulldogs Avalon Butler, just a freshman, gets to the hoop on the fast break. Scott up by 4. Third quarter, Eagles mount the comeback. Starts with Lexi Huntermark. Cameron Ritter the dish. Senior, eyes it, flies it. 3 is good. Clay now leading by 5. Huntermark also playing solid defense. Comes up with the steal. And now the Eagles soaring the other way. Dishes off to Kendra Stevens for the lay-in. Clay leading by 7. But Scott showing a lot of toughness and resiliency. Jade Latson, just a freshman, deflects the pass, able to stay in bounds, gathers herself and off and running, takes it all the way in, gets the hoop. Bulldogs back in front by 1. Final minute, game tied. It's the Butler again. Avalon draws the foul, makes the basket. Scott wins 45-41. Latson with 18. The 9th graders leading the way for Scott.
Says our future is bright here at Scott High School. We have main of our scoring is in our young group. We have majority sophomores and freshmen, and then 1 junior written in and 1 senior. So we're looking pretty good for the future. We started the season 3-0, and then we went on a losing skirt. Lost about 8 or 9 of the last games. So getting this one is huge. It's like getting a monkey off our back, getting back in the win column, and kind of starting our roll again. Especially when we were down kids. Having only 7 on the roster for 7 games in a week is kind of tough, but they battled through. We were senior laden with the 1 senior we had, pretty young, but she kind of kept us intact. Got us in games, but we couldn't finish games. Now we got our main freshman back so we can finish some games.
Kevin Milliken and Rick Poland finish our coverage from Scott.
This young Scott team has proven to be a streaky team so far this year. They started the season 3-0, but then lost 8 in a row until tonight's win over Oregon Clay. And it couldn't have come at a better time for Scott because they have 7 games in 10 days, and it ends tomorrow against Waite, but now they have something to build on.
Well, yeah, when you win, you're not as tired. And we expected that maybe tonight that we might see some wobbly legs, but they were in the game. So when you get into the game, then the mental aspect takes over, and it tells your body you're not as tired as you thought you were. And they just jumped on the back of Latson, and she took them to victory.
She had 18 points. Huntermark had 18 for Clay. She literally took over the third quarter with a dozen straight points for Oregon Clay, but unfortunately, the Lady Eagles could not make their free throws down the stretch, and Scott could. And the opposite effect of what you'd think. 8 seniors on that Clay team, but it was 2 freshmen for Scott that led the way tonight.
Yeah, and when it got down to the foul shooting, it was Scott that took over at the foul line, and you expect it to be the other way. But it's been a problem for Clay this season. And it's something that they're going to have to work on. They solve that problem, they're going to cause some other teams some problems.
And Scott's first-year coach says they have something to build on as they try to take over the City League in the coming years from the upstarts, Start High School and Rogers.